Hey guys, I'm back in. Welcome to day 6 in the life of the Galaxy S23. I'm gonna do another day in life video and then touch on Samsung DeX for a little bit. So day 6 is a Thursday for me. Woke up at 6:41 a.m. Went to my computer, did some YouTube video editing, then went for a brief walk before work. When I got back to my desk, I used the Calm app since I got a free subscription to it. Another busy day of work. A little later in the afternoon, read some news on my phone. Saw that T-Mobile is giving away MLS Season Pass. So you're into soccer, you have T-Mobile, definitely look into that. You do have to be on the Magenta or the Magenta Plus plan, but they do have a lot of great perks. I know I'm always talking about T-Mobile, but I do think that they offer a lot of great values and have many exciting plans, such as the jump on demand that allows me to switch phones every 30 days. So today was pretty uneventful, but the phone did last me about an hour after I finished working. So roughly 11 hours of battery life today, 4 hours and 14 minutes of screen on time. Calm app was using most of the battery. I had it play in the background while I was working. One UI and always on display is up next in terms of battery consumption. So I do like that. After using this phone for 6 days, I get anywhere from 10 to 12 hours of total battery life, and screen on time fluctuate from 3.5 to 4 hours. So battery life, still a big improvement over the Galaxy S22 last year, and it's on par, if not better, than the Google Pixel 7 Pro. And two other things I want to talk about is the camera design. I think it looks very nice and clean. Got the 3 eyeballs set up in the back, but since the camera is still bulging out, if you have it on a desk and you tap it, there's a little bit of rocking. Doesn't really bother me, but if you're using the fingerprint display, if you have it flat on the table and you're interacting with it, the phone does wobble. I think if you use a case, then everything will be more symmetrical. Me personally, I don't like using cases. I want to use the phone the way that it was designed and meant to be held. Just playing around with DeX initially, I like the idea of it, like I mentioned before, than actually using it. It's like a blend between a computer and a smartphone experience. I find myself trying to figure out what I want to do next because I don't have all the full capabilities that I would if I were using my personal desktop. So if I was using my desktop, I have all my files and everything downloaded, my DaVinci software code that I can use to edit videos, but I don't have that here, even though it feels like a computer experience. And on the other hand, since I'm in a computer experience, it does feel a little awkward using apps like Snapchat. When I open it up, the camera is facing down. Like, I'm not planning to do any Snapchat picture once you launch the app if I'm in a desktop mode. And then you had to fiddle around with it to find the chat function, and even so, I found my group chat, but I can't even figure out where to type. So little things like that, it's still half-baked and not really fully figured out. And I pretty much just went through all the options, figure out which adapter I want to use on the desktop mode, desktop Android mode. It is a funky process, but after messing around with it for 10 to 15 minutes, I end up settling for my Township game, which is a pretty decent experience. Typically, I play it on a smartphone, but it's a tiny screen and it is a really good experience on a computer monitor, so I do like that. So in terms of DeX, it seems like a hassle to plug it in. I think I would rather have my triple monitor computer set up, everything in the desktop format, and then I'll use my phone on the side. I guess if I'm ever traveling, maybe I can bring a extra cable around connected to somebody's TV, but these days everyone can cast and all the TV is equipped with Netflix and everything like that. Unless you really need to be in a computer mode, and even if you dock it in, you're not going to have your keyboard and mouse, so I don't know. I still like the idea of DeX, but it does get forgotten. It can be useful, but I feel like you have to go out of your way to do it. Same thing with the S Pen. I always like the idea of having it than actually using it on a day-to-day basis. Maybe you need to sign a PDF, but even that you can do with your finger. It would just be more precise with a pen. But that's my coverage on Samsung DeX. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover. Please check out day 5 if you haven't already. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.